have told him, or should she have not have told him? And men, would you have told your a friend of mine's girl cheated on him with a coworker, probably, you know, a work husband, tossing her all around the damn office, but it gave me the idea to make this video. Let's get into
it. Of affairs start at
Workplace,
work.
baby.
1 in 5 employees confess to being unfaithful with a colleague. And I was sitting there processing this, and I was truly stunned. I had never looked at that data. And so it was just brand new to me. I thought, my goodness, that's high. And so here was the thought that hit me in the room, and I'm going to hit you with it. When does risking not just your marriage and your relationship with your kids, but your job? We're talking about, this feels like a massive risk. In other words, having an affair outside of work may or may not affect your job in certain places. At a lot of places, if you are having an affair with someone at work, boy, you create a real weird dynamic. What does the leader do? It blows it up. What is going on in somebody where 1 in 5 people are saying, I've been unfaithful with a colleague? They get to the point where they go, they have to know that's risky, but they just go, I don't care. What's going on there?
We've created the loneliest generation in human history, and we've taken that to our homes, and we've asked our spouses to be everything. They have to be co-earners, co-parents, co-house runners. You have to be hot until you're 95 and still sleeping together. You have to like the same things, go to the same things, eat.
Side note, because I just thought about it. I had this group of coworkers one time. One girl, she was in management. She had just became a manager. One dude, I knew him from the streets. He was real thirsty at work, though. Like, he was always flirting with the girls. So one day his girl ended up going out of town. I forgot where she went. But anyways, he was texting that manager that had just became a manager, and he was being thirsty, like, hey, come over, send me some pictures or whatever. So she ended up sending him some naked pictures. I don't know if he fell asleep, didn't delete them, whatever. I don't know what happened, but his girl, who was pregnant at the time, ended up coming home, going through his phone and finding the pictures. So what she did was post the pictures to his Facebook and then changed his Facebook password and logged him out. And she tagged the job and she tagged the girl. So he's at work when he finds out. We're all at work when they find out. And yeah, they both ended up getting fired. I'm pretty sure it was a very embarrassing situation. That was just a side note. Let's get back into the video. Let me know.
We call the plumber, I'll get the trash out. And you have absolutely no shared purpose or building anything together. And life becomes so quick and so fast. And then I go to work, and me and you and 2 amazing women are working together on a project that's gonna help 10 million people. Now we have shared purpose. We're talking about how we feel about things. We have a goal, we have metrics. I'm spending more time with her or him than I am with my spouse.
That's right.
And the time we're spending together is rich.
So to all of the men and the women in the chat, have you ever spent more time or felt like you spent more time on the job than with your actual partner? Did you feel like you knew some of your coworkers better than you actually knew your partner? Let me know down in the comments. Let's see who's going to be honest. Also, if you made it this far in the video, subscribe to the channel so you don't find yourself in one of these situations. Like the video so you don't find yourself in one of these situations.
Blowing jokes, oh my gosh. Of course it happens at work.
Right, because you're not getting it somewhere, and so now all of a sudden you start to project that, and you might actually get it from another unhealthy worker. That's what I'm hearing. Because my point is we know that that's a risk, and yet we still go, oh, I just feel so good.
Doesn't matter. It's
because
oxygen.
of the intoxicating.
It's oxygen.
Right.
It's oxygen.
Yeah.
How many of us go home and we pull into our street?
Yeah.
And you just
right.
Right?
Right.
And so it's worth everything.
It's all positive at work.
It's worth everything.
I'm picturing this.
But even when it's negative, y'all are negative together.
Right.
It's y'all 2 versus the boss. It's y'all 2 versus the customer.
Right.
It's y'all 2 versus the salesman.
Right. And by the way, everybody's got their makeup on.
And they only get
pretty good.
That's right.
We're smiling, we're joking, we're flirting, whatever.
They don't see your snot rags by the bed. They don't see you not flush the toilet. They don't see any of the stuff that makes you you. Right?
It feels like when I saw this data, John, I guess that's what I'm asking. I don't want to be judgmental, and I'm not judging, but I'm wondering, because what I want to get to is how do we guard against this? You know, I was raised in a world where it's like you never ride in a car with a woman that's not your spouse. I was raised in a world like you. You don't have a meeting in a room with a closed door.
Wow, that's a good point. That's a good stopping point to ask this question. How do you guys feel about riding in the car with a coworker that's the opposite sex, that's not your spouse? Ladies, let me know, how do you feel about picking up or even riding with a male coworker that's not your boyfriend, that's not your husband? How would you feel if your husband or boyfriend was riding or picking up a female coworker? Let me know down in the comments. Is it all for the betterment of the family to get the bills paid, or is that crossing a line?
Dave and I are exactly the same on
Sure.
that, but that was drilled into me.
Gotcha.
That seems insane to a
Right,
lot of people.
right,
And I will
right.
tell you, there will be people who watch this and it will immediately create conversation,
That's
which
right.
I'm fine with.
Yeah.
But then when we get back to the data, we have got to guard ourselves to the point that if I find a female coworker attractive, I have got to put a boundary up, in my opinion.
Yeah, chat, just for reference, I've never slept with a coworker. I know a lot of you guys are married to former coworkers, have children with former coworkers, but when I was on the job, I never indulged in any of those activities. I had a lot of chances, but I wasn't ready to risk it all. I didn't want to risk my job. I didn't want to risk my integrity, and it just wasn't worth it. They was messy as hell on the job, man.
I get those boundaries are great and they're good. I think everybody has to check themselves wherever they happen to be. And I think we've hit the pendulum really far in unsafe ways, right? Or not, I don't say unsafe, but it's not smart. It's not smart. If you're attracted to somebody, don't go to lunch with them, right? Those are some low-hanging fruit things.
Right.
For me, I think that's symptomatic of if me and my wife are building something together and my chief purpose is here, then work becomes a thing I do. And you become an amazing, beautiful woman, and you become an amazing, attractive. Like if this guy right here walks into any room I'm in, I'm gonna feel safer. He's handsome, he's humongous, he's got great
jaw,
muscles.
great jaw, yeah.
I'll just feel safer, right?
Right.
And so I think to not believe that's
What? Okay. All right. We're going to move on. But this next story is about a woman. I believe she ended up getting cheated on. I believe her boyfriend, maybe her husband, cheated on her with a coworker. So we'll check in with her and see how it turned out, how it started, and you know how it's going.
And you meet your coworkers and you instantly hit it off with one. And like every coworker friendship starts freaking fake as hell. You guys start telling each other how amazing and perfect your guys' life is, how amazing your relationships are. And then slowly you start to let each other know how it really is not. And you guys are. So exactly what happens. This girl starts to tell you how she's engaged, how her fiance is amazing, how she's so in love and she's so excited to get to marry him, blah, blah. And then slowly she starts to tell you, actually, I don't really like him. Like physically, he's not really my type. Like I'm really not attracted to him. He's a really nice guy. Like I've been with him for 3 years. My family loves him. His family loves me. I'm way out of his league. He treats me like a but like I just haven't let everything out of my system. So you tell her like you probably shouldn't be getting married then. And she's like, no, like I would be an idiot to let this man go. Like you don't understand, like he's perfect. But I just feel like I need to have fun. So you basically tell her like
Perfect isn't good enough. Perfect isn't good enough. Sometimes they just want to be hoes, man. Sometimes you got to let a hoe, man. Stay woke out here, man.
what are you gonna do? And she's like, well, I'm just gonna have fun until I get married. Once I get married, like I'm just gonna stop everything I'm doing. So she basically starts telling you how she's been cheating on him, how she's on Tinder, how she has hooked up with exes, how she started, hooking up with coworkers. And you're new, so you don't really know nobody. You're just hearing everything from her, right? And you're like, what?
Turn.
But she's not your friend. You don't know her outside of work. You don't hang out with her outside of work. You don't know him. You don't know his family. You don't know. So then one day she tells you, I need to tell you something really bad. And you're like, what? From someone, I don't know. And she's like, I've been sleeping with my fiance's best friend. And you're like, okay, like, don't you think that's a little bit extreme? And she's like, this is like his best friend since they were young. Like we hang out with his wife, like he's married, he has kids, and we go on like trips together, but we've always liked each other. Like he's literally my type physically. And, we finally got the courage.
I'm more disappointed in the best friend, man. You cracking your homie's wife, bro. Out of all of the people out here, you cracking your homie's wife, man. no integrity, low down. He has no morals. And that's why I take the stance of my woman's friends is her friends. My friends are my friends. All of this co-mingling and everybody, all this is crazy, bro. This is crazy.
Have this deal that we're gonna be messing with each other until I get married. So you're looking at not even like no cheating is okay, but this girl took it to like a different extreme, right? So you start to feel some type of way about her now because you're like, you're not really a good person. Okay, so on a Wednesday, there's like a company picnic and she decides to bring her fiance, which, you know, you're thinking like bold because she pretty much messed with half of this. Anyways, she brings them, and the first person that he introduces
I've seen it happen.
Him to is you. So you're like, well, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to look at this man in his face and know everything you're doing to him. So you meet him, and he's a really good guy. Like, and he starts telling you, like, oh my God, I've heard so much about you. Like, ever since you and, you know, my girl have been friends, she's been so different. Like, thank you for taking her out. She doesn't really have friends. And like, when you guys hang out, she like really changes. And I notice her more happy. I've never hanged out with her outside of work, but you're like, like you just kind of go along with it because right? So then after this, you go home and you're confused, but you don't really care. You're just like, whatever. You go home, and as you're driving home, you get a notification from Instagram that he sent you a friend request, and you're like, give you creep vibes. So you're like confused, right? So then you message your coworker and you're like, hey, like your man just sent me a friend request, and
so how do y'all feel about that? Sending your partner's co-worker's friend request, is that weird activity or is that just normal? Is that something y'all do or is that something that y'all just cannot get with? Let me know down in the comments. Be sure to hype the video, and if you made it this far to the video, subscribe before your girl gets a work husband. Subscribe before your man gets a work wife.
car, he asked me if he could send you a friend request because sometimes he has questions, and I don't have no sisters, I don't have no friends, so he doesn't have no one to ask. So you go home, right? And then you start talking to your partner about it. Like, you start letting him know. He starts to get mad at you because he's like, even talking to this crazy girl, right? And you're like, I don't know, she's my coworker. Like, I didn't know she was that fucking
birds
crazy.
Of a feather.
And now the fiance sent me a message and sent me a friend request, and now I'm scared. And he just says, hey, can I ask you something? You see the preview, you don't open it. You're just, I'm gonna wait till I get to work tomorrow and see what's going on. So the next day, like, hey, your man sent me a message and he said, like, I needed to ask you something. And it's like, oh, he's probably gonna ask you something about the wedding or something that I like, you know, do you want to be part of our wedding? He's been telling me to ask you because, again, I don't have anybody. And you're like, girl, I'm pregnant, because in that time you're pregnant, and you're like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to, like, you pretty much don't want to be involved. So this is on a Thursday, and Friday you're leaving for maternity leave. That's your last day. So you're like, whatever, I'm not gonna deal with this no more. So then later on that night, he sends you another message, and you open it, and he's like, can you please reply? I need to ask you a question. So you're like, okay, hey, what's up? And he says, okay, he asks you, is it with him? And you instantly know. You're like, oh, he knows. Like, he knows, and he's asking you to confirm it. And you tell your partner, and your partner's like, because that's tell him. And I'm like, how am I gonna tell him? Like, I can't tell him. Like, it's none of my business. And he's like, no, you need to tell him. Like, now it's your business. So you
let me know in the comments, chat. Do you think she's should have told him, or should she have not have told him? And men, would you have told your woman to mind her business, or would you have told her to snitch? Let me know down in the comments, because I know a lot of you have probably dealt with this situation. And if you have, let me know what happened and how it all played out.
In the most, like, not telling way. And you basically just say, if you think that, then it probably is. And he replies to you, thank you. Friday comes, and now you're kind of scared because you're like, texted you, never told you nothing, so you're thinking nothing happened. And then the next day comes, and she's fine. She's like, whatever, right? And you're like, should you tell her that he messaged you or not? And something fucking lying on your name, so you're like, you're not gonna say her nothing, right? So while you're at work, you notice that she goes to the restroom. She takes a long time. She comes back.
What she mean
her
lying on
eyes
her name?
look like she was like crying really bad, right? And she's like, oh my God, he knows that I'm with his best friend. Like, he just sent us a message. He sent us screenshots. He knows that we're together. And you're just like, you know, and you tell her like to be careful because he was gonna find out. And she's like, I was careful, like I don't know what happened, like I don't know how he found out, blah 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 blah. So then the whole told she's a hot mess, and it's your last day, so you don't ever see this girl again, because you never come back to this job after maternity leave. You decide to look for another job, and that's it. Well, what do you guys have done if that was you? Have you been that person?
She didn't go back
and
to
tell me
work.
why coworker relationships like that. I feel like a lot of people trust their coworkers with like their deepest, darkest secrets, and they think that like it's never gonna come out, or like no one, so she's not like a problem. You guys need to be careful, because coworkers are like, they could be crazy.
Tell her to take. New girl at work gets brought into everybody's business, stumbles upon some information that she shouldn't have been privy to and did not want to be privy to, spilled the beans. Now, we know that woman is a said her man was perfect, but still chose to sleep around, not only on Tinder, but with exes and even her man's best friend, and said she was going to do it up until wedding day. This is crazy, bro. Now, this next story is about the exact same thing: work relationships and work husbands, work wives. And what these women are about to say will probably leave you shocked.
They don't want the men to cheat, but they'll go to work and cheat with their co-workers.
First of all,
That's
work
what I'm talking
husband,
about. Your work husband covering your breaks.
Is having a work husband cheating?
Yes.
Or, excuse me, one second, wasn't done. Or is that just men protecting women, right? Like when I come to work, when I come to work, you know, you make sure my salmon is already in the microwave. That was me. Thank you, Rodney. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm
those intimate conversations and intimate actions can be classified as cheating if the person receiving it
Y'all ain't
feels
never
like,
had no.
I got
Y'all ain't never had no
possibility.
friendships with men, and it shows.
Keita, yes or no? Is it inappropriate
Okay.
to flirt with a coworker so that he go get you a meal or cover a break?
If in a relationship, absolutely it's inappropriate, but sometimes as black women, we were taught to survive.
You know what? No.
Justified.
No.
Crazy how they justified, and everybody in the crowd is just okaying and, you know, championing it. It's crazy. But those same women would drive their damn RAV4 through the workhouse, through the warehouse, if they knew that their man was doing it. They would drive their little Toyota Corolla straight through the front of the building. But yeah, chat, if you like this type of content, be sure to let me know down in the comment. If you got any video suggestions, be sure to let me know in the comments or in the Discord. Grab a membership if you like these kind of videos and would like to see them early. Hype the video, like the video, and be sure to subscribe if you're new here. I'll see y'all on the next one, chat.